So let's take the exercise problems wherein we are sketching the signals. So let's everybody sketch the following signals. The first signal that we are taking for sketching is this. Everybody just start copying it down. The first signal that we are taking is x of t, which is equal to u of t minus u of t minus 2. Fine. Now, how would this signal look like now? If you sketch, see here, first you need to have u of t with you. That is this. Okay. So let's have u of t. Fine. And then we have to have the shifted version of u of t, which is this, which starts from 2. Okay. So if it is starting at, if u of t is starting at t equal to 2, then we call it as u of t minus 2. U of t shifted to the right by t positions. Fine. So this is the first signal, and the second signal we have to consider to obtain the given sketch of the signal. And this is also 1 from 2 to infinity. Fine. And this is 0. Fine. If you subtract the second signal from the first signal, it would be looking like what? Can you do that now? Everybody just see here. So what you're doing is the first signal minus the second signal to obtain x of t. So that is u of t minus u of t minus 2, which will give you x of t, and this would be a signal ranging from 0 to 2, and everywhere else it would be 0. Why it is so? Because see here, this is extending from 0 to infinity, and it is 1 from 0 to infinity, u of t. U of t minus 2 is 1 from 2 to infinity. Okay, u of t minus 2 is 0 from 0 to 2. So there is no signal from 0 to 2, but there is a signal from 0 to 2. So if you substitute, if you subtract the second signal from the first signal, you see from the range 0 to 2, there is nothing here, there is 1 here. So 1 minus 0 would give you 1 only, but from 2 onwards, both the signals are 1. So 1 minus 1 would give you 0. So from 2 onwards, this signal would be 0. This is quite a simple thing. Fine. We'll take the same signal, almost the same signal, okay, but in discrete time. X of n equal to u of n minus u of n minus 2. Fine. Now everybody take this in your solution. Everybody sketch it yourselves. I'll be doing it anyways. You can do it yourselves. Everybody. So sketch u of n first. So this is u of n. They're all samples ranging from 0 to infinity. Okay, you can just put dots like this. It starts from 0 and goes till infinity. So x-axis is n and y-axis is u of n. Let me write that properly. It's u of n. Fine. Write u of n minus 2 right below that. So how is u of n minus 2 looking like? So u of n minus 2 would rather look like this. It would start from 2. Okay. Any number of samples you can write, but see that you are not writing just 1 or 2 samples, write at least 3, 4, 5. Okay, you're to write too many, but see that you understand. Here also at 6, 7 you have samples, but I have not written that. Okay, let me write that here also. Yeah. This is how the samples, and all the samples are of amplitude 1. Okay, so again consider this as your first signal and your second signal, and to get x of n, what we are performing is first signal minus the second signal. Okay, so how would this look like? So there is a reason why I took this exercise, though simple it is. Okay, it is x of n, which is equal to u of n minus u of n minus 2. So you'll have the samples only at 0 and 1. From 2 onwards, there will not be any samples. Why? See here, at 0 you don't have sample here, but you have a sample. So sample 1 minus no sample. So that is 1. Sample 1 minus no sample, that is again 1. So at 2 you have sample of amplitude 1, at 2 you have sample of amplitude 1. So 1 minus 1 would be 0. And at 3 also the same thing. So from 2 onwards, on both these signals, you have the samples of amplitude 1. So the samples cancel each other. So you'll be having these samples ranging from 0 to 1 only. So u of n minus u of n minus 2 range from 0 to 1, whereas u of t minus u of t minus 2 range from 0 to 2. Understand? So this is the main difference that you need to make out. Since this is continuous in time, it goes till 2 seconds. But since it is discrete in time, the second sample will cancel each other. Okay, and you'll be left with only 2 samples, that is 0th sample and first sample. Understand that? Now let's go with something which is more complex and challenging also. Fine. So the third signal that we are copying is this. So everybody just take down this. The third signal I'm taking for plotting is this. X of t equal to minus u of t plus 3 plus 2u of t plus 1 minus 2u of t minus 1 plus u of t minus 3. Okay, so this is the signal that you need to be going with. So you cannot just sketch all the signals at a time. So let's take the signals one by one. So first let's take u of t. Okay, and it says minus. What to do with minus we shall think later on. Understand that? So everybody, let's go with, you can sketch u of t, or you can directly sketch u of t plus 3 there. It's minus. Let's take care of minus during subtraction, not now. Okay, so what I'll be doing now is I'll be directly sketching u of t plus 3. So I know what u of t is. Anybody, can you tell me what is u of t plus 3? What operation you are performing on u of t if it is u of t plus 3? Shifting, scaling, amplitude scaling. What are we doing? We are time shifting it. Okay, so u of t is time shifted. So time shifted to the right or to the left? It is to the right. It is left. Okay, so u of t is shifted to the left by 3 positions. Okay, so this is u of t plus 3 minus 3 minus 2 minus 1 0 1 2 3. So this is 1 from minus 3 to infinity, mind you. So this is u of t plus 3 for you. Okay, now you have u of t plus 1 here. Fine, we know u of t plus 1. What is 2u of t plus 1. What is multiplying 2 to the signal? What is multiplying 2 to the signal? It is amplitude scaling. Okay, we are scaling the amplitude. That means now u of t plus 1 will have the amplitude equal to 2. U of t plus 1 has the amplitude 1. Okay, this minus will take care when we are operating the subtraction. Okay, so let's write 2u of t plus 1. Now t plus 1, where from it starts from minus 1. Okay, so let's just extend this down. Fine. Now let's say this is 1. Okay, so this is 2. See the amplitude is changed now. Everybody is okay with this? The amplitude is changed. Okay, so with this, the signal that we have plotted is what? This starts at -1, 0, and this is it is 2 u of t plus 1. 2 u of t plus 1. It is amplitude scaled, and it is also a shifted version of u of t, which starts at -1. Okay, now this is the first signal that we have sketched, and this is the second signal. Okay, first let's have the resulting signal by performing operation on first two. Okay, so what would result now? Okay, the third signal that we need to be sketching is, everybody understand, this is second signal minus the first signal. Understand why? Say 2u of t plus 1 is here, minus u of t plus 3 is what we have taken here. So u of t plus 3 needs to be subtracted from this. So that's what I'm doing. Second signal minus the first signal I'm doing. Understand that? So how would that look like now? Everybody just see here. How is this going to look like? We get an amplitude 3 there, any? Okay, just see what is going to happen now. So this minus this, right? So what would be the signal? What would be the signal here? So see, from -3 to -2, what is the signal? It is 1. So from -3 to -2, what is this signal? It is 0. So 0 minus 1 would be -1. Understand that? 0 minus 1 would be -1. From where to where? From -3 to -1. You have 0 here and you have 1 here. So 0 minus 1 would be -1. So that signal we need to take here. Okay, so -3 to -1, it is -1. Okay, from -1 to infinity, from -1 to infinity is 1, from -1 to infinity is 2, so it is 2 minus 1. So what is 2 minus 1? So this is 2 from -1 to infinity, this is 1 from -1 to infinity, so we are performing 2 minus 1. Okay, so that will give us what? That will give us a signal which looks like this. So this is 1, this is -1, this is 0, this is -1, this is -3, -2, and what is this signal? This signal is u of 2u of t plus 1 minus what? U of t plus 3. So we have got the result, okay, by performing operations on first two signals here. Then from the resulting signal, we have to subtract 2u of t minus 1. So let's do that. What is 2u of t minus 1? Everybody, just sketch that. Just sketch. What is 2u of t minus 1. T minus 1 is a signal starting from 1. Okay, since it is 2u of t minus 1, it is twice the amplitude of u of t minus 1. That means the amplitude would be 2. So 2 will range from 1 to infinity for this. So 2 will range from 1 to infinity. 0, 1, 2, 3, 4 is what you have here. So if we take that here, so you have an amplitude 2, and this ranges from 1 to infinity. Okay, 0, 1, this is t. So which signal is this? This is 2u of t minus 1. So the amplitude is 2 here. Understand? So which operation needs to be performed? So let's consider this as our third signal. So this is our third signal, and this is our fourth signal. So we have the result of this. So this needs to be, so this particular signal 2u of t minus 1 needs to be subtracted from the resulting signal from the first two terms. Okay, so that is here. Fine. So what we need to perform is the third signal minus the fourth signal here. So that Roman numbers what I've written, okay, that they are just the references. Fine. So what is this now? So this is starting from 1 and this is starting from -3. So -3 to 1 there is some signal, but -3 to 1 there is no signal here. Everybody understand? -3, -2, -1. So -3 to 1 there is no signal here, but -3 to 1 there is some signal. So some signal minus no signal would be the same signal. So that means this part would remain the same here. Understand that? So let's write it now. Okay, so from -3, starting from -3 to -1, okay, and from -1 to 1. So it's the same signal that we have. This is -1 from -3 to -1, and this is +1. So this is -3, -2, -1, 0. From 1 onwards, what's happening? From 1 onwards, this is 1, this is 2. You can write 2 here also. So this is 1 and this is 2. So 1 minus 2 would be what? Because we are doing 3 minus 4. So it is 1 minus 2. It would be -1. Yes or no? So it would be -1. So let's go with -1 here. Here. So this is what? Okay, and from 1 to so from 1 to infinity it is 1, and from 1 to infinity it is 2. So 1 minus 2 you are doing from 1 to infinity. So this would move up to infinity. Okay. So this is -1 from 1 to infinity. So which signal is that we have plotted? So this is intermediate signal. So we have got these three. Fine. So we can write that if you want, not a problem. So what we have done here is, so this signal is actually minus u of t plus 3 plus 2u of t plus 1. Okay. Then minus 2u of t minus 1. This is what we have done here. The signal is not over. Okay, so we need to get this also. What happens if you add u of t minus 3 to this? Everybody just sketch. So what we are doing is we are having u of t minus 3. So if you add u of t minus 3 to this, what is going to happen? Okay, so from again -1 to 1, so u of t minus 3 we need to write, right? So u of t minus 3 is 0, 1, 2, 3. So it starts here. And it is 1. So this is -1 and is 1. Understand that? And we are adding it, mind you. So what we're doing is this. Whatever signal we have got, minus u of t plus 3 plus 2u of t minus 1 minus 2u of t minus 1. So this signal is here. Okay, so this signal is this. To this, we're adding what? U of t minus 3. Let me just bold it so that you will understand. So this is the signal we are adding to it. Fine. So that signal we shall sketch now. Okay, and that would be your final signal. So this is very time consuming exercise. Okay, but you will catch speed because I'm explaining and doing it right. So you will this will take time, otherwise it can be done fast. So from -3 to 3, okay, so 2 3, so -2 to 3 there is some signal, but here from -2 to 3 there is no, -3 to 3 there is no signal. Okay, so from -3 to 3 whatever is there, the same thing will remain. Okay, and from 1 it has to come down. Okay, and it will go till 3 onwards. What's happening? 3 onwards, this is -1 and this is +1. So if you add this signal with this signal, what is going to happen? We will be getting this 0. So you have from 3 onwards you have -1 here, from 3 onwards you have +1 here. So if you add both the signals, this is how the signal x of t would look like. So this is your final signal, so which is having amplitude 1 from -1 to 1, and amplitude -1 from -3 to -1, and from 1 to 3. So this is what is the signal. Fine, so this is the answer. The final sketch that we are supposed to obtain. They are quite simple steps, okay, but you need to decide. I could have taken this as minus when we are sketching itself, but I didn't do that. What did I do? I took u of t plus 3 only, but then I subtracted this u of t plus 3 from this. So such thinking you can just adopt. The things will fall in place. Understand that? So let's, if you have anything to ask in this, you can ask me. Okay, you can just clarify if you have any doubts. Okay, so now let's go on with another sketch. Okay, so that's involving the ramp signals. Fine, so let's go on with that now. This is sketch number 4 we're doing, and sketch number 4 wants us to sketch x of t, which is actually r of t plus 1 minus r of t plus r of t minus 1. Okay, you all know what is r of t. What is r of t? R of t is ramp signal. Okay, and that ramp signal needs to be shifted to the left is what it is asking us to do. Fine. So let's have the y-axis, extended y-axis. We shall keep the same y-axis for all the signals, for all the sketches rather. Fine. Now, what is r of t? See here. R of t is this. Fine. So let's write r of t. R of t is 0 at 0, 1 at 1, 2 at 2. So this is how the signal is. Understand that? So This is what r of t tells you, and this goes till infinity because it is t. R of t is t actually. R of t means it is t, and t into u of it is t into u of t, or t for t greater than or equal to 0. Understand that? So that is what we have sketched here. Now with r of t, let's do r of t plus 1. Okay, let's see how r of t plus 1 looks like. What is r of t plus 1? Having r of t in hand? Anybody? R of t plus 1 is shifting r of t to the left by 1 position. So that means now instead of 0, it should start at 1. Okay, and the line that I am drawing now should be parallel to the line that we have drawn in the previous case. Okay, so this is how it should look like. It should be parallel to that. Fine. And see now, when it is shifted, it is 0 at -1, 1 at 0. Okay, then 2 at 1, then what? Sorry, yeah, 1 at 0, 2 at 1, 3 at 2. 2 at 1, 3 at 2. So this is what is the signal that we are going to get. Find this 2 and 2, it's not sitting properly. Okay, just see. We should, that's why I told we should draw it properly. Okay, so from here it should come here. Fine, no problem. Just understand. Okay, now these two signals. Now this r of t plus 1 needs to be subtracted. No, this r of t needs to be subtracted from this. Okay, so what would that look like is the thing that we need to answer now. Fine. Now let's go on. So let this be our first signal and this be our second signal. Fine. So to obtain r of t plus 1 minus r of t, what we're doing is a second signal minus the first signal we are doing. Okay, you can just further extend it and see what we get. There is no need actually, you don't need much space here for this. Yeah, this much is sufficient. Now what happens from -1 to 0, you have some signal, but from -1 to 0 you don't have any signal here. So it's quite simple. So this signal minus no signal would be the same signal. Okay, so you'll get the same signal, -1 to 0. Is this understood, everybody? We're doing the second signal minus the first signal. In the second signal is some signal, I'll just call it some ramp signal from -1 to 0. But from -1 to 0 there is no signal here. So some signal, we shall call it as some signal x minus no signal here. So what would be some signal minus no signal? It would be the same signal. Understand that? So that you should understand. So from 0 onwards, what's happening? Can you just see what's happening from 0 onwards? See, from 0 onwards, this is 0, this is 1. Everybody understand that? At 0, you have 0 here. At 0, we have 1 here. So 1 minus 0 would be 1. So something that we have got here. Fine. Now at 1, you have 2, but at 1, you have 1 here. Everybody understand? At 1, you have 1. At 2, you have 2 here. but at 1 you have 2, at 2 you have 3. Understand that? So 2 minus 1 would be what? So second signal minus the first signals, right? So 2 minus 1 would again be 1. So at t equal to 2, we are performing 3 minus 2. Okay, so 3 minus 2 would again be 1. That means you would just go on having this type of pattern. Okay, so you can check that if you want. So this is what is r of t plus 1 minus r of t looks like. Okay, then what we need to do with this, we have to have r of t minus 1. So what is r of t minus 1? Can you sketch r of t minus 1? Everybody, we want r of t minus 1. Fine. So see what is r of t minus 1 looking like. Yeah, see here. Now this r of, if we call this as third signal, and if we call this as fourth, okay, let's call it as fourth signal. Okay, now plot r of t minus 1, everybody. R of t minus 1 starts at 1. R of t is here. Okay, so r of t minus 1 is shifting this r of t to the right by 1 position. Okay, so what happens? So 0, 1, 2, 3, you are saying, right? So this one, let's extend, and if it start at 1, okay, and this signal is 0 at 0, at 1 also it is 0, at 2 it is 1, at 3 it is 2, at 4 it is 3. So this is how the signal is, r of t minus 1. So now r of t minus 1 needs to be subtracted from this signal to get x of t. So what we sketch here is, everybody just see, what we sketch here is this, r of t plus 1 minus r of t. Okay, we are adding it. Yes, we are adding r of t minus 1. So r of t minus 1 we are adding to it. So what happens? Can you sketch this and see what we are supposed to get? From minus 1 to 1, there is no problem at all. So we're doing third signal plus the fourth signal. Fine. So you're adding these two signals, simple. When you're adding, so you from minus 1 to 1, there is no signal here. So adding this signal with 0, you'll find the same. Okay, till here, you will find the same. Fine. So this much is same. 0 minus 1 to 1, it's same. But from 1 onwards, what happens? At 2, what's happening? So at 2, it is 1. At 2, this is 1. So 1 plus 1 will be 2. So at 2, it is going to be 2. At 3, it is going to be 3. At 4, it is going to be 4. Okay, so this is how the signal looks like. Is this okay with you, everybody? Fine. So this is what is your x of t. This is 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, and this just goes on and on and on. Fine. So this is how we sketch the signals if they involve ramp. Okay, so you need to be little good with drawing lines. Fine. Now let's take another problem. Okay, which involves some basic signals along with some other signals. Okay, so let's see that now. The signal is y of t, which is x of t plus x of 2 minus t into u of 1 minus t. Okay, so here x of t is given to be this. Fine, x of t is given here. Fine, you have to just obtain what is there in terms of x of t and then multiply the resulting signal with u of 1 minus t. And what is special about this u of 1 minus t, anybody? See here, this is not u of t minus 1. We write u of t plus 1 or u of t minus 1, but it is not that. It is u of 1 minus t. Okay, so you need to be little careful regarding this. Fine, so or else you will find problems. Fine, so let's see what is u of 1 minus t when the time comes. Okay, so let's first deal with these two. And similar challenge is there with x of 2 minus t also. Everybody understand that? The similar challenge is there with x of 2 minus t also. So everybody somewhere on the right hand side, okay, just don't use this space. Don't use the space right below this x of t. And it's always good if you have the whole page free for this. Otherwise, if you go to the next page, the sketching will become a problem. So see that you have almost the whole page below this, and I want you to keep this space free for sketching. Okay, rest everything that we'll see somewhere else. Okay, somewhere on the left hand side corner or to the right hand side corner. Fine. Now see here, x of t is understood. Yeah. X of t is understood. X of t minus 2 is understood. But what is x of 2 minus t? Anybody? Can you explain this signal to me? What is this? This is shifting operation. Shift x of t to right by 2 positions. That is understood. But what is this? This is shifting x of t to the right. What is x of 2 minus t? Can anybody just comment on that? So how to sketch that signal? So see here, instead of looking at it as x of 2 minus t, okay, just see this signal as x of minus t plus 2. Is this understood now, everybody? So instead of seeing it as x of 2 minus t, look at it as x of minus t plus 2. So then this will make a better sense to you. Understand? Now, this signal has got shift as well as the time scale. Time shift as well as the time scale. Fine. Now, what do you think you should be doing in such a case? What would you be doing? You'll be shifting first and then you'll be scaling next. Yes or no? So what is the precedence rule telling us? Precedence rule very clearly tells us that you need to shift first and then you need to scale. Yes or no? So let us first shift it. So shifting means first you need to obtain, everybody, first you need to obtain x of t plus 2, then you need to have scale plus 2. Minus is that, so that means getting the reflection of that. Okay, so first you need to have this. How to obtain this is First doing this and then doing this. Who tells us that? Who tells us that? This is told by something called as precedence rule, which says shift first and then scale. So this much you need to have in your mind before going with this problem. Okay with that? So I hope you all have copied this. Okay, if not, have this as a reference somewhere in your last page, because this is generalized explanation. Okay, so you can use that explanation for any signal which involves shifting and scaling at the same time. So let's first have what? X of t plus 2. Let's have everybody. So let's have x of t plus 2, which is quite simple stuff because it's just shifting the signal to the right or to the left. Anybody? Yeah. X of t plus 2. X of t is given to be this. Now this needs to be shifted. Since it is plus 2, we need to be shifting it to the left by 2 positions. See here, the given signal starts at -1. Okay, so if you shift it to the left by 2 positions, now the same signal given should be starting at -3. Is it okay with you? Should be starting at -3. Fine. Now from here, the same signal you need to draw. That means you just have to have this reference as the signal. You're just shifting the signal to the left by 2 positions and see how you can draw it after shifting. Quite simple stuff, provided you're little careful. Same signal needs to be repeated. Now this is keeping this as your zero origin. Fine, from here it extends till here. Then from one, this it does not look like the same because I took the divisions little closer. Let me take them properly. Okay, then it will look better. Okay, let me take these divisions properly. This is -1, -2, -3. Okay, so from -3 to 2 you will have this. From 2 to 1 this. From 1 to 0 this. Okay, then this will come down and this will end at 1. -1, 1. So this is what is x of t plus 2, mind you. This is x of t plus 2. Now we need to negate this time axis. So that means we are taking the reflection of the signal. Everybody try write the reflection of the signal. So that would be a good exercise. So what we're doing next is we are taking the reflection of this particular signal. Yeah. Do it yourselves. Let's see everybody. So the reflection of this is going to look like this. So from -1, we'll be having this. So this will go till 2 from -1. Okay. Then you have this till 1. Okay, then it will come down like this. Then it will go one position like this. Okay, then from there it will do like this. So this is -1, 0, 1, 2, 3. So this is what is x of -t plus 2 should look like. Is this okay with you everybody? So this itself is a challenge. If you're not good with what we have seen here, okay, if you're not good with what we have done here, the precedence rule, then getting itself is a challenge. So x of 2 minus t is confusing, so you need to look at it as x of minus 2 minus t plus 2. Okay, now another challenge is to get u of 1 minus t. So what is u of 1 minus t? Let's see that here. Somewhere here, let's work out what is u of 1 minus t. So what we need is u of 1 minus t. Okay, now u of 1 minus t we are not comfortable with, so let's see it as u of t, u of minus t plus 1. So what you will do, you will first have u of t plus 1, then you will have u of what, minus t plus 1, shift and then take the reflection. I'll just obtain the signal here, then the same signal I'll take over here. Is that okay with you, everybody? So how u of minus t plus 1 should look like. And then I'll give you a shortcut for this, but since we are all beginners, let me give you what it is. Fine, I need to have u of t. So this is u of t for you. Okay, then I need to shift this to the right, to the left first, because it's t plus 1, mind you, should not do mistakes with that. We need to shift it to the left by 1 position. So if you do that, it will be starting from minus 1 instead of 0. That will be u of t plus 1. Fine. Now you need to take the reflection of this. So after shifting, we need to scale. Since we are scaling it by minus 1, so it's as good as taking the reflection of this signal. So which means that now the reflection should look like this. So minus 1 to minus infinity, mind you. So this is your u of minus t plus 1. So everybody understand? So this is the sketch I've done for u of minus t plus 1. Fine. So I'll bring that u of minus t plus 1 here. Okay. So everybody first bring u of minus t plus 2. It is saying plus 2. I took it for plus 2, or no, sorry, it's plus 1 only. Plus 1 only. So it's u. Yeah. So it looks like this now. So this is what is the signal. Now we need to multiply these two signals. So this is the first signal that we have obtained, and this is the second signal that we have. Okay, so what you need to do to get y of t is you need to multiply these. Oh, sorry, I forgot to do one thing. Very sorry. See, this operation I have not performed at all. X of t plus x of 2 minus t. So these two needs to be added first, isn't it? So that part I'm not done. So let's bring it later on. So let's bring this signal later on. So I don't know what you are going to do now after sketching these two. You strike it off, no problem, or you can rework it later on. So what we need to do is the first signal. Let this be our first signal. Let this be our first signal, and this be our second. Okay. So first signal minus the second signal we are doing, or minus the second signal, no, plus this plus this we're doing. Okay, so let's do that. Let's not have this signal here itself. So first let's perform first signal plus the second signal. See, this is just for intermediate signal is this. So this is something that we took to do intermediate stuff. So the first signal, then the second signal. These two needs to be added. Fine. Now see what is there from -1 to 0 here. From -1 to 0 you have some signal, and from -1 to 0 the same signal is there but it is inverted. Is that okay with you, everybody? From -1 to 0 there is some signal, the same signal is there in the inverted fashion. So the signal and its inverted version, the signal plus the inversion of the signal should give you what? Anybody? Signal plus the inversion of the signal.
0.
0. Yeah. So from -1 to 0, you will have 0 here. From -1 to 0, you will have 0. From 1 onwards, what's happening? You have to see these two signals you have to see. This signal and this signal you have to see. Now from 0 to 1, what's happening here? Sorry, let's see here. Yeah, first, what is there now? Just a minute. Yeah, see these two signals. Again, I'm getting confused with this. No, this is signal not to be seen. Huh? This signal is not supposed to be seen. So what we can do is all these signals which are not required here for operation can be somewhere kept outside. You just get the required signal and then come here. That would help you. Fine. So this signal and this signal. From 0 to 1, what's happening? See here. From 0 to 1, this signal is 1. And from 0 to 1, this signal is 2. Okay. So this is 1. This is 2. From 0 to 1, this is 1. And from 0 to 1, this is 2. So from 0 to 1, what you have, if you add these two signals, you will have 3. You will have 3 from 0 to 1. 1, 2, 3. From 1 to 2, what's happening? See here. From 1 to 2, 1 to 2, this is 2 and this is 1. Okay, so this is 2, this is 1. So again, you will have same 3 being extended from 1 to 2. From 2 to 3, what's happening? From 2 to 3, again the same signal. From 2 to 3, there is one signal. Understand that? And what's happening with that signal here? See, you have -1 here and you have +1 here. So -1 and +1 will be 0. And what is in between? If at 2 you have -1, at 2.5 what you have? Anybody, can you comment on that? At 2.5 what you have? -0.5 you will have. Okay, so at 2.5 what you will have here? You will have +0.5. So what's happening? -1 plus 1 would be 0. -0.5 plus 0.5 will be 0. And at 3 you have anywhere zeros. So that means this would be becoming 0 from 2 to 3. So this is how the signal is going to look like. Which signal? X of t plus x of 2 minus t. This is how the signal is going to look like. It is not over at. We need to multiply u of 1 minus t to this. Okay, so this signal is anyways there. So let's bring in u of minus t plus 1 for us. Let's call this as the third signal and this as the fourth signal. Okay, and your u of t minus t plus 1 should look like this, something that we have worked out. Okay. Now, if you multiply these two, what we're doing is we are doing third signal into the fourth signal. The first time we are multiplying it. Okay. So if you multiply, what you would get? Can you just multiply and see? Can you multiply this signal and this signal, third signal and the fourth signal? Can you multiply? See multiplication from -1 to 0. What is this? This is 1. From -1 to 0, this is 0. So 0 minus 0 into 1 is 0. That means here you will have 0. And from 0 to 1 you have 1, and from 0 to 1 you have 3. So 3 into 1 would be 3. So you will have a signal like this from 0 to 1. From 1 to 2 this is 3. From 1 to 2 this is 0. So that means 3 into 0 would be what? 0. From 1 to 2 it is 3, but from 1 to 2 it is 0. Okay, that's why this signal would be 0 from 1 onwards. Fine. So this is what is your y of t. Fine. So this is how the sketch of the signal is. So we have to write this. It's 0, 1, or sorry, this is 1, 2, 3, and what we obtained is y of t. Okay, in the sixth problem, x of t into y of -1 minus t needs to be sketched. Okay, x of t and y of t are given to be this. Here y of -1 minus t needs to be dealt with. Okay, so that needs to be dealt with as if you have y of t. Okay, you need to do y of t minus 1 first, and then you have to do y of minus t minus 1. Understand? First shift and then scale. So that means first what you need to do is shift this signal to the right first. Shift this signal to the right. That means the signal which is now starting at -2 needs to start at -1. That's it. Just push it to the right. Okay, so if you push it to the right, how it is going to look like? See here. Just have the above signal as reference and just go on drawing it. So now it will start from -1, 0, 1, 2, 3. So this is y of t minus 1. Okay. Now we need to take the reflection of this. So how to take the reflection of this? So taking the reflection is like this. So on the right, what left what you have should come on the right, and on the right what you have should come on the left. This is how it is. So this is -3, -2, -1, 0, 1. So this is y of minus t minus 1. So you have got your y of minus t minus 1. So now these two signals need to be what? Multiplied. Multiplied? Yes. these two signal needs to be multiplied. So how can we do that is the question. How can we do that? So let's have you need to write x of t once again. Fine. So let me try if we can copy and paste here. Yeah. I can copy and paste, but you need to redraw it. Where did I paste? So this needs to be brought here. And yeah, I think this is fine. Yeah, this is what you need to have. Fine. Then you need to multiply this. If you consider this as first signal and this as second signal, means so y of t is multiplication of first signal and the second signal. So how would that look like is what we need to do. From -3 to -1, okay, it's as good as doing 0 into some signal. So it would be this. From -3 to -1, it's this. See, from -1 to 0, this is going negative. Negative going signal is multiplied with -1. The negative going signal is multiplied with -1. So that means what should happen? So 0 is 0. 0 into -1 is 0. If this is minus 0.5, minus 0.5 into -1 would be plus 0.5. Should come here. Okay. Then you have -1 into -1 should be +1. So this is what you'll have from -1 to 0. At 0, okay, again it should come down because you have 1, right? 1 multiplied by 0 is 0. So that should come back to 0. Okay, Lee, what is happening at 0? See, from 0 to 1 what's happening. From 0 to 1 you have some signal and that signal is being multiplied by 1 from 0 to 1. So that means from here to here what you have, the same signal needs to be there from 0 to 1. Right, from 0 to 1. From 1 onwards, what's happening? From 1 onwards, this is 0. This is some signal. So some signal into 0 would be 0. So this is how your signal is going to look like. Okay, so if you multiply these two signals, so this is how the answer is going to look like. So this is the answer.